Gran Canaria, a continent in miniature. You might consider Gran Canaria, or you have already chosen this island as your next holiday destination. If so, if you like me want to see the places that I visit, you might already be planning what places to go, whether by bus, boat or car. With this video I want to share places that disappointed me. They did not necessarily disappoint me because they are bad or overrated, but even if I came at a poorly scheduled time where the place was not at its best. This should help you which places to either avoid or consider at what time of the year or what time of the day you should visit. Some of these places are loved by many. These are purely personal biases. Any critique of my choices are welcome in the comment section. Number 1 to 6 is more or less in a random order. If you want more inspiration, feel free to watch my other video called Gran Canaria Top 10 Best Places to Visit. And before we start, please do feel free to subscribe to Globus Travelers for more videos. Number 6. Caldera Deama. Caldera Deama is a volcanic crater in the northeastern parts of Gran Canaria. Most people arrive by car and end up at the Pico de Bandama, which is the highest point of the crater, to enjoy the panoramic views, if the weather allows for it. The highlight in this area, however, should not be the panoramic views, but the hike around the caldera. Honestly, I didn't fall in love with this area due to the weather. This is no fault of Caldera Deama, but it just doesn't have anything to offer besides the otherwise spectacular views. For an island with so much to offer, go somewhere else. Better panoramic views and hikes can easily be found throughout Gran Canaria. Number 5. Tarito. Tarito is a small resort place between the bigger and more famous Puerto de Mugan and Puerto Rico. If you only care about having a decent hotel, decent beach and great weather, this place could be it for you. As to it being disappointing, it just doesn't offer anything outside of big child-friendly hotels with big swimming pools. All or most hotels seem to be full service, so there is no options for eating out, unless you go to a neighboring resort town. The beach is no more than average, and the valley it's positioned in is so narrow that you lose several hours of sunlight each day. Number 4. Vega de San Mateo. San Mateo could be a great alternative to the seaside resorts and Las Palmas. Close to green rolling hills, mountains, hiking and generally great nature, you'll also avoid a lot of Gran Canaria's infamous tourism. Why should you go to San Mateo as a tourist? I don't think you should. Gran Canaria is home to so many great traditional villages, and plenty of them just offers way more, and they are much lovelier to walk around in. Better for pedestrians, better accommodation, restaurants and historical buildings. San Mateo is for the locals, and I'm sure the locals would prefer it this way too. Number 3. Las Palmas. Las Palmas is the capital of Gran Canaria and sits on the island's northeastern shores. Las Palmas is pretty big, so my disappointments are not with the whole city. The historical town and area called Vigueta, with its Plaza de Santa Ana and beautiful and well-kept historical colonial type buildings, are one of the must visit places on the island. However, the modern parts of the capital was just too built up, frustrating to drive and park in, and pretty much just an ugly amalgamation. The walks between anything remotely interesting was also quite far and inconvenient. The main beach, Las Canteras, is very famous and loved. The weather was bad when I walked around, so someone else has to be the judge on how good it is. Number 2. Barranco di Parafonso, Gran Canaria's Grand Canyon. Barranco di Parafonso, also known as Barranco de las Vacas. This is nothing more than a short and narrow canyon in reddish and brown colors. As I recall, I parked near a bend in the road just west of Agüimes in the eastern parts of the island. This is or was supposed to be this new Instagram hotspot. The great pictures you will find on the internet has been made when the lights were just right and they were lucky enough to be there on their own. Honestly, this place felt like a waste of time and had more or less nothing to offer. This is of course my bias, and most people seem to love this place based on their reviews. Just try to avoid the crowds. This space quickly feels cramped. Number 1. Barranco de los San Carlos. Barranco de los San Carlos feels quite gimmicky for Gran Canaria. Honestly, it isn't bad at all, so maybe not fair to put it in this list. It feels more rainforesty, maybe similar to certain areas of the other Canarian islands like La Palma, La Gomera, or certain Portuguese islands like São Miguel. It's quite a nice contrast to the otherwise great nature of Gran Canaria, and I would recommend going if you are already going in this direction for perhaps a day trip. But don't come purely for this hike, then I would suggest going to a different island altogether, which has this kind of nature in a much higher quantity and a much higher quality. But please do go. I lived here as a travel representative until Corona struck, and I enjoyed coming here. So it's not really a disappointment, is it? And this was it for me. So, what did you think? Was I wrong? And do you think other places should have been on this list instead? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and see you in the next one. Take care and thank you for watching.